left scars that won't go away, cut deeper than a 7-inch blade. I left thoughts that won't go away, go away, yeah, go away, yeah.
Hey everyone, it's Legendary Lore here, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite comics, Penguin, Pain, and Prejudice. Penguin is one of my favorite Batman villains, just because how crazy and smart he is. The way he really moves intrigues me, because he went from rag to riches, getting bullied nothing, to Gotham mob boss, feared everywhere, and just planning out everything, and always trying to have one step ahead of the Batman. In a lot of his stories, he doesn't use his strength, but rather his wit and ability to outplan his opponent. Also, I really do like dark past as well as ruthlessness in stories, making you understand where the evil comes from. It really interests me getting into a villain's backstory on how they view the world as evil and they justify what they're doing. But anyways, without further ado, I'm going to give you my opinion and review on this, as well as a brief summary. So if you guys want to read this, you can, as well as if you don't, you know the story. It starts off by showing Penguin, Gotham's most feared mob boss, as well as club owner of the Iceberg Lounge, and how ruthless he can be by killing a guy's whole family and burning down his building just for calling him a fat ass after Penguin bumped into him. But then showing how loving and gentle he can be, taking care of his mother in old age as it's catching up to her. He also brings her a gift called the Dragon Egg Ruby. He got stolen by his henchmen to give her as a gift. Little does she know that they decapitate a woman just to get it, because they won't come off her neck when robbing it. Throughout the story, you also see Penguin's past and how his mom was the only one who really loved him. But his father hated the way he looked and hated him, as well as his brothers made fun of him, along with everyone else, who many times you see Penguin getting bullied, teased, and tormented. Later, you also learn that Penguin's family died in accidents, except for his mother. So you think, but they were meant to look like accidents. Penguin himself poisoned his brother, made the other one drown, hit one with a car, and as well got rid of his father. This part of the book has one of my favorite Penguin quotes. You see, it's not about size, it's about muscle or looks. It's about strategy, delayed gratification, the long-term plan. It's about determination and perseverance, about getting up every single damn time they kick you down. At this time in the story, Batman is watching Penguin from his club, the Iceberg Lounge. He confronts him about the robberies and what's going on throughout Gotham, but of course, Penguin lies and says he had nothing to do with it. And then on the next page, you see Penguin taking some time to cool off at a zoo, just relaxing, going to see the penguins, of course. He sees a blind woman named Cassandra petting a ferret, and she mistakes it for a much larger animal's tail. Kids laugh and make fun of her, but then the Penguin sees this, reminding him of his childhood. He goes to stand up for her. He goes, finds her very beautiful, and asks her for lunch. Of course, she says yes. And then after, they go out for lunch, and during this, she keeps trying to touch his face to get to know what he looks like, because obviously she can't see him. But Penguin, being as self-conscious as he is, won't let her touch his face because he feels ugly. Throughout this part of the story, Batman's kind of spying on him, as well as Penguin is going through it because his mom died. He even goes as far as to break the mausoleum that his mom stays in with his umbrella. At this point in the comic, you start to feel some empathy for Penguin, because we all know how hard it is to lose someone, but you see how bipolar he is, because on the next page you see his henchmen blowing up a car, killing everyone just to steal a ring for Cassandra, giving it to her as a gift. Batman is later at the crime scene on the next page, investigating and doing detective work. He knows Cobblepot has something to do with this, but he can't put it together. He's trying to connect the puzzle. He finds something, zooms off in the Batcycle. He finds a clue that leads him right to the henchman, who he beats the hell out of and scares the life out of them, and they rat on Penguin. He gets called in for questioning, but since he's rich, he's basically like, nah boss, and gets a great lawyer and gets off like nothing happened. But in rage, he sends a bomb to Gotham. Luckily though, Batman stops it just in time. But if you know Penguin, this is far from over and just the beginning. He has a room full of bombs and a Batman killing machine. In the Batwing, Batman stops the bombs and takes out the killer machine. Luckily, Batman is now looking for Penguin, and now knowing all these attacks and robberies are him, he's going to pursue him and put him in Arkham Asylum for good. Penguin grabs Cassandra, sets henchmen around the whole facility, running around, unable to keep up with him. She falls, grabs Penguin's face, actually his nose. In shock, he stabs her in the ribs, being so self-conscious of the way he looks. This is probably one of the most darkest parts of the comics, and definitely my favorite, showing how ruthless he can be, and even for someone he loves, even willing to take someone out just because of the thought that she was going to call him ugly. This is one of the most chilling part of the comics. As she's dying, she says, I was right. You were handsome. The shock on Penguin's face, the thought of what you would say, is priceless and amazing. After having a run-in with Batman, Penguin puts up a decent fight, but is no match for Batman, where he slams Penguin's head against the ground, breaking his glasses, reprehends him, and takes him to Arkham. That's the end of the comic, basically. This is one of my favorites. I read this shit twice. I love the raw emotion, Penguin getting bullied, from club owning to mob boss, as well as going through the most hurtful shit you could possibly go through, and you really feel for him, justifying on his side, justifying his killings. You feel bad for him for a second, and seeing how bipolar he can be, as well as getting a story from Penguin's perspective, which is normally from Batman's, but it's dope to see from the villain, so you never know what they're really going through. But yeah, if you guys like this, please drop your favorite Penguin story down below, as well as a like. And if you want more content like DC, Marvel, anime, and even Star Wars, let me know in the comment box down below. But thanks for watching and have a great day. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
I would die for you, but would you just die for me too?